Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om Gananam Tva Ganapatigam Bhavamake Kavim Kavinam Upamashravastamam Jeshtarajam Brahmanam Brahmanaspata Anashunvanno Dibit Siddhasadanam Mahaganapataye Namaha Prano Devi Saraswati Vajabharvajinivati Dhinam Vitriyavatu Vagdevyai Namaha Om Sahana Vavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Namah Pranavarthaya Shuddhajnanaikamurtaye Nirmalayah Prashantaya Dakshinamurtaye Namaha. Om Stapakaya cha dharmasya sarvadharmaswarupine Avatara Varishtaya Ramakrishnaya te namaha. Jananim Saradam Devim Ramakrishnam Jagadgurum Padapadme tayo sritva pranamami mukurmukuhu. Namah Shri Rajaya Vivekananda Suraye Satchit Sukaswarupaya Swamine Tapaharini Virime Gurubhih Purvam Padavakya Pramanataha Vyakhyata Sarva Vedantaha Tanityam Pranatosmyaham Shruti Smriti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavat Padam Shankaram Lokashankaram Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badharayanam Sutra Bhashya Krito Vande Bhagavantav Punah Punah Vyasaya Vishnu Rupaya Vyasa Rupaya Vishnave Namo Vai Brahma Nidhaye Vasishtaya Namo Namaha. Akhandamandalakaram Vyaptam Yena Characharam Tatpadam Darshitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Paranchikani Vedinat Swayambhu Tasmat Parang Pashyati Na Antaratman Kaschid Dhiraha Pratyagatmanam Aikshate Avritya Chakruhu Amrutatva Michan. This Mundaka Vakyam describes the nature of our senses, how the sense organs function by nature, and how to handle them in the pursuit of gaining the spiritual knowledge. So a spiritual seeker has to handle his own senses. Two types of senses are there. One group is called Jnanendriyani. Another group is called Karmendriyani. Jnanendriyani means that which collect data, information. Through perception, it collects data. Each indriya has its own field of function. You cannot interchange them. Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa, Gandha. Each indriya has its own field of function. Indriya means sense organ. Sense organ means physical part of the sense plus its capacity to function. Ears are sense organ which is functioning in the field of sound. So there is a physical part of the ear in our body. Just because physical part is there, there is no guarantee that the sense organ is there. If the physical part to become sense organ, it should have the capacity to hear. The power of hearing plus the physical part is equal to sense organ. The physical part is called in our Shastra Golakam. So Golakam plus power to function is equal to Indriyam. So each Indriyam, Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa, Gandha. Each Indriyam has its own functioning. Shabda, ears, it hears. So it works in the field of sound. Sparsha, touch. The power of touch is residing in the skin all over the body. Then Rupa, power of seeing resides in the eyes, Golakam, and it functions in the field of Rupa. Rupa means what? Colors. Colors makes different forms. If a person has color blindness, he will not see anything. Like seeing capacity in a dark, pitch darkness. What we see? We don't see anything. Why? Because there is no difference of colors. There is no combination of colors. Only black color is there. So we don't see anything. Then Rasa, capacity to taste, which resides in our tongue. It works in the field of Shadvidha Rasa, 6 type of tastes. Then Gandha, smell, capacity to smell, which is residing in the nose, and it functions in the field of smells. So these group put together are called Jnanendriya. Then another group is there, Karmendriyani. That also 5. Vak, Pani, Pada, Payu, Upastha. They function as per the orders of the mind. Vak, Pani, Pada, Payu, Upastha. Vak means capacity to speak, capacity to produce ideas, to convey ideas, capacity to produce sound. So the capacity resides in again tongue. Tongue has 2 types of functioning. One tongue is Jnanendriyam, another tongue is Karmendriyam. So very important one. That's why in Yoga Sutra it is there. Yogasya pratamam dwaram vang nirotaha. First step in yoga, in the spiritual journey, is handling the vak. 2 types of vak. One is taste vak, another is speaking vak. Then second karmendriyam is panihi, hands, capacity to move. Then third one is padaha, feet. Fourth one is payuhu, excretory organs, that which removes the waste in our body. Fifth one is upastaha, genitals, that which functions in the form of reproduction. So these 5 put together are called Karmendriya. Here Upanishad says they will work in their field. Indriyasya arte ragadvesha vyavastitav. They are habituated to function in their own field because of Purva Karma Vasanas. That's why, as even the calf is born, when the calf stands, first it searches for mother's udder. Nobody has taught. Its eyes are not even opened. By smell it goes and identifies the mother's body, and in that body also it identifies the part from where it can get milk. Nobody has taught. So they will work. That is the nature of the senses. But if you allow them to work as they want, if you allow them to work according to the whims and fancies, then the human life will be not different from animalistic life. So, Vedinat Swayambhu Paranchikani, the Creator has designed in this way, Tasmat Parang Pashyati. Therefore, Indriyani always go towards the sensory objects. But Kaschid Dhiraha, very few intelligent people, Avritya Chakshuhu Amrutatvam Ichan Pratyagatmanam Aikshate. They turn back their senses. What purpose? Amrutatvam Ichan. In order to gain the spiritual knowledge, in order to gain the knowledge about one's own real nature, Amrutatvam means what? Na Maranatva. Na Maranatva means what? Akhandatva Jnanam. So by knowledge alone a person becomes Amaranaha. They call Devatas as Amaraha. But they also got destroyed during Pralayam. Compared to human lives, they are Amarana. But absolutely they are also subject to Maranaha only. But the absolute Amaranatvam happens in the form of knowledge, in which the I disidentifies itself from external object and senses. Mano buddhi ahankara chittani na aham. I am not the body, I am not the mind, I am not the intellect. Chidananda Rupa Shivoham Shiva. This knowledge makes a person as Amrutaha, Amrutatvam Ichan, desiring for gaining that status, Avritya Chakshuhu. He turns back the senses, he doesn't allow the senses to function according to its own habitual whims and fancies. The turning back the senses is called Damaha. Vishayebhyo Bahya Indriyanam Prativartanam is called Damaha. Mastery over senses means you turn them, not allowing the horses to go according to its whims. So when you travel towards the Himalayas, there is an animal called Kachar. It is a combination of horse and donkey. It has donkey's tenacity and it has little power of a horse running also. So people who could not walk in the Yamunotri or Kedarnath path, they will sit on it. The problem is, it is a narrow path. And if a person falls, Govinda. At the edge of that path, there will be always grasses. This Kachar, it doesn't bother about that a person is sitting on me or something, because it knows how to protect itself. So it doesn't have fear of walking in that narrow path. But you are sitting there. And suppose if height of the animal is 4 feet, you are above 4 feet, okay. And when it sees the grass, it goes towards the end of the road. Then you feel very threatened. You are threatened. Then that kacharwala is there. Don't worry, Swami. It happened to me. That's why I'm telling. Don't worry, Swami. It knows. What it knows? I asked. It knows there is a grass. Now and then it will eat. Why? What is the problem for you? Hey, it may fall. It will not fall. I may fall. Unless you jump, you will not fall. Don't worry. So allowing its own way. Suppose if it goes little more bit, this fellow pulls back. You got the point? So pulling back, turning back all senses from its own sensory objects and directing them. It's not enough pulling back. After pulling back, what you will do? You cannot make it to keep quiet. You cannot shut your eyes, shut your ears permanently. You have to live the life for which the sense organs only are helpful. So you have to train them in such a way that it will function without violating the scriptural injunctions. So one force which makes the horses to go is whims and fancies. Another force which makes the horses to go is driver. Understand? So here the direction of functioning is determined by the scriptures. Dharma, dharma, vyavastha, which are suggested by the scriptures. So the life is converted from whimsical to commandment-oriented life. Satyam vada dharmam chara swadhyaya anma pramadaha matrudevo bhava pitrudevo bhava acharya devo bhava achiti devo bhava yanyanavadyani karmani Tani sevitavyani. Yani anavadyani karmani sevitavyani. No itarani. So Shastra gives commandments, injunctions. So using our own sense organs to function in a manner which will be a conducive functioning to our spiritual pursuit. This is called mastery over senses. If a person says, no, I will allow my senses to work as it is. I am a free man. Why should I control? So controlling the senses means controlling one's own personality. If a person says, then Bhagavan says, no, your life will be a pathetic one. It is like driving a chariot with 5 horses, powerful horses, without having any control over the horses. If you don't have control over the horses, samsaram chadi gacchati, Upanishad told na. Dushta iva saratehe. Dushta shvaha. Yastu avijnanavan bhavati amanaskaha sada ashuchihi nasa tatpadam apnoti. It doesn't reach the destination. What is the destination? Decided by all? Shanti, Purnatvam, Trupti, Anandaha. That the person will not gain if he allows the sense organs to live as its own. In Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavan says, Indriyanam hi charatam yanmanonu vidhiyate tadasya harati prajnam vayurnavam ivambasi. Navam ambasi yatha prakarshati. If the boat wala doesn't have the capacity to handle the wind, allow the boat to go according to the direction of the wind, then he will not reach the destination. Similarly, here also, asya prajnam harati is jnanam goes away. Jnanam for what? Jnanam to protect himself, to live the life. We have basic knowledge. Even monkeys have knowledge how to protect. Nobody taught them the power of gravitation. They know if I fall from the top of the tree, I will die. Therefore, even a monkey, small monkey child also holds the mother like this. Mother knows that child can hold me at any cost. So it doesn't move very slowly. Just now I gave birth to my child, so I should not jump from one tree to another tree. No, it doesn't, because it knows. My child knows how to hold me. Mother knows that my child knows how to hold me. Similarly, we also have inborn knowledge to protect our physical framework. That's why fear comes. Why fear comes? Because to protect ourselves. Any sound means child will look at that direction. Any sound. So, if a person allows his indriyas to go in its own way, according to its own habitual ragadvesha, then his life will be what? It will be carried away. He will not reach the destination. Is it only for a ordinary person or for educated also? Bhagavan says for educated it will be more. Yatato hyapi kaunteya purushasya vipaschitaha indriyani pramatini haranti prasabham manaha. It churns your mind. Once unwanted entity, object enters your mind because of your ragadvesha. See, as long as the object of senses stay outside, it is called vastu. When it is selected by you, it is called vishayaha. So let the 1,000 vastus are there. As long as you don't select anyone, you are not troubled by that entity. Correct? So our Acharya used to say, there are two sadhus who were sitting on the bank of the Ganga. They happened to see a kambal is floating on the Ganga waters. One sadhu told, winter season it may be helpful, please go and bring. One sadhu went and tried to catch it, but he was carried away by the force of the waters. The sadhu who is sitting on the bank shouts, "Hey, give up, give up." He only sends to catch. Now he himself says, "Give up, give up. Give up, give up. You are carried away by the waters. Give up, we don't need that." Then that sadhu who was holding that kambal shouts, "I have given up. It is not giving up me." What? Kambal is holding you. How it is? It is not kambal. It is a bear, karadi. It appeared as though kambal. Similarly, for senses, perception appears as though it is sukha hetuhu. Once you catch it, then you feel that, you find the reality that it is dukkha hetuhu. So, you cannot catch anything without verification. There is a long process of verification, then only you select, then only you go for it. And that too with caution. This is the Vedic way of life. This is the life which is prescribed by Veda Prama. So, uncontrolled senses binds a person. If a person's sense organs are not controlled by Buddhi Shakti or by mind, he will be bound by that. Buddhi Shakti gives clarity. Whether it is Sukha Hetu or Dukkha Hetu, whether it is manageable, there will be Sukha Hetu also, but you have to manage it. Suppose flying in a parachute is Sukha Hetu only, like that you shout, but will you manage it? Swimming is Sukha Hetu only. Can you manage the waters? Can you float? Eating also Sukha Hetu only according to you. But can you manage after eating it? Eating chilli Sukha Hetu for some people. But can they manage? A lot of side effects, tongue effect, tears effect, so many effects come. Whether your system, your individuality can manage that. Without verification, if you go for it, you'll be bound by that. So a person was standing on the bus stand, waiting for bus. Here and there he saw, his eyes showed sweet shop. Mind told, can I taste? Without his permission, legs were walking towards sweet shop. And without his permission, hands are going towards his purse. Without his permission, tongue is speaking, I want half kilo. Automatic habits. So, tasted, as a grahastha, he cannot eat alone. So, he purchased that also for people in the family and went and gave to them. They also tasted nicely. So, next day when he starts for his job from home, mother told, the sweet is very nice, very tasty. Can you bring another sweet? Daily purchasing the sweet, handing over the sweet and eating the sweet. Then sweet started eating him. First sweet ate his purse. Then the sweet ate his health. So uncontrolled senses will bind a person more and more. He is already in bondage. Every one of us are slave, having slavery towards the senses and sensory objects and their sparsha sukham. Yehi sansparshaja bhoga dukkha yonayaha. We don't know. That which is dukkha yonihi, source of unhappiness, is perceived by our mind, ignorant mind, a mind with whims and fancies, as sukha hetu. That's the problem. So, we have to handle them properly. We have to handle our senses properly. Otherwise, it will lead to more and more bondage. That bondage happens at 4 stages. Shastra is very clear in explaining our bondage so that we will realize that actually I have a problem. The problem is, I consider I don't have a problem. That is the problem. Like a mental patient, what is the problem for a mental patient? He considers he is okay. He considers others have mental problem. Similarly, people in the world also, they consider they don't have a problem. As long as samsara dukkha doesn't beat them and touch them, they consider they don't have a problem. Like Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna's anecdote, when the net is thrown, there are some fishes which never come inside the net. And there are some fishes understand the nature of the net. Before the net catches, they get out of it. And there are some fishes, they know, they are aware of the net and they are caught also, but they don't keep quiet. They struggle to get away. Fourth one is there, happy within the net. And they hide themselves in the bottom of the net, inside the mud, and they feel we are safe. That's why Vishadaha has to be experienced and it should become very strong in our perception. That's why Bhagavad Gita first chapter is called Vishada Yoga. Vishada is there. Vishada means Dukkha. Dukkham is there with all. The Dukkham has to be converted as Dukkha Yoga. The very separation of some people in my life brings me so much of Dukkham. Certain objects in my life. Why? Because so far I don't know that I am bound to them. Their presence makes me to live a worthy life. This is my opinion. Therefore, their absence will make my life as unworthy. So that's not the fact. So first we should understand that every human being is in bondage. Once he understands that I am already in trap, he'll be careful. Though he is in trap, he will not allow himself to be trapped more and more. Having entered a cave, if you understand that very difficult to get away, will you go inside the cave? Please tell. Let me have a picnic inside the cave. Already you are in cave. Instead of trying to come out, you are telling, let me go and have a gala time inside the cave. So Bhagavan here wonderfully describes the methodology of bondage. If a person's senses are not under his control, that senses themselves will lead him to more and more bondage. It happens in 4 stages. First stage is intrusion. Imagine suddenly 4 terrorists enter your home. That is called intrusion. They enter your home without your permission. Similarly, sense objects occupy your home called mind without your permission. They did not give you much time to enter. There was a saint called Vilvamangala, a great saint. He was a sadhu. He saw a mother, female form. Suddenly a thought came in his mind. Kama vritti came. Then he was overpowered. But by his devotion and by his Viveka Shakti, he understood that vritti has entered in my mind. So he went to that mother. Mother, can you give your hairpin? She is unknown lady. Can you give your hairpin? She wanted. Okay, sadhu is asking. She gave. He took that hairpin and punched his own eyes. Everybody around him, they know that he is a great sadhaka, wonderful sadhu. Suddenly he took the hairpin of that mother and punched his own eyes. And bleeding. But he was happy. He was laughing. Then people around him asked, Mahatma Ji, what you are doing? I taught lesson to my eyes, he told. What lesson? Then he described. Without my permission, this fellow coveted the form of the mother. Another sadhu, his name is unknown. He was going on the street wherein lots of sweet shops are there. So seeing the sweets, immediately the idea of eating the sweet entered the mind. So he went to that sweet shop. Lot of jalebis are kept on the tray. They arranged nicely. It is like a mound. So he went and licked all the sweet. Sweet wala, what will do? Sweet shop wala. He got angry. You fellow, if you want sweet, you are a beggar. You could have asked me, I could have given 1 or 2 sweet. You came here and touched by your tongue, all my entire tray is wasted now like that. He started beating. That sadhaka was laughing. Nicely, enjoy the sweet like that. He was laughing. People around him thought, he pagal ho gaya. That's why the sadhakas are very careful in not allowing any unwanted sensory object to go inside their mind. This is our parampara. So sincere souls were there in our tradition who could teach us by their own suffering. So without our permission, so many fellows enter our mind. Suppose as even you go on the road, somebody scolds you. Munja pare, ugly face like that. That fellow enters our mind. So we carry that fellow also. Through his sound he entered. Suppose somebody praises, oh, very beautiful face like that. Unknown person, he also enters. So our Acharya Swami used to say, we carry lot of people without purchasing ticket. In a bus, a person goes. How many people travel with him? So many people travel with us. But we don't purchase ticket. So in our mind, they enter. As even they enter, they destroy our freedom to choose. Freedom of choice is only available for human being, please understand. That is why confusion. That's why confusion. A cow doesn't have any confusion with regard to eating chicken. Even though chicken is moving here and now there next to him, the cow is not tempted by chicken. But the cow is tempted by grass. So, it is like terrorists entering the house without our permission or invitation or welcoming. They enter forcefully. And what is the first calamity? They say, don't move. Correct? Don't move. Don't move means what? Lose your freedom first. So first level of bondage is what? Intrusion of a sense object in our own mind without our permission. We know that it is not required for us. Already we have decided. I will not have it. Already we have decided. But still, without our permission and invitation, they enter. Second level of bondage is victimization. They victimize us. Don't move. First stage. Then what they will do? Kneel down. Don't move. Next is what? Kneel down. Become a slave for me. What I say, that only you should do. Will you be happy? Welcome, sir. Welcome, sir. You have enslaved us. Welcome, sir. We'll do. No. We'll have fear. It churns our entire home atmosphere. Na? When terrorists enter, the home atmosphere will be churning. Similarly, our mind is a home wherein Bhagavan is the Raja. It churns. Entire mind. Indriyani pramathini. It churns. Like a churning rod churns the curds. Similarly, mind also is churned by this. His life was peaceful. A grahastha life, you imagine. His life is peaceful with one wife, 2 children. Suddenly another lady enters his mind. What will happen to his home? Please tell. Or drinking habit enters his life. What happens? So it churns. First churning will be in the form of greediness. I should have. Whether I have the capacity, whether I need or not, whether I can manage or not, already entered through advertisements. Through our own habitual whims and fancies, it entered. She deserves more. Lalita Jewellers. Diamond. Diamond entered. After entering, what will happen? It churns. What are the products by churning comes out? Not butter and ghee. Here, greediness, jealousy, comparison. Aduthat ambujattai partela. One song is there. So, this wife complains to husband, have you seen next door ambujam? What is there to see? Husband asks. So she says, wife says, she is wearing necklace. Okay, let her wear necklace. What is the problem for me? Why should I see her? No, if you see her, then you should have a decision that you should present that type of necklace to me. In olden day, one cinema song is there, I remember. Aduthat anbujattai parthela ava athukara. I don't know, part or one song. So comparative. That, because she deserves more. This fellow also told, advertisement wala. Owner's pride, neighbors envy, onida. Like that, it enters then it turns in our mind and brings out greediness, jealousy, bitterness, anger. If it is refused, we get angry. Then if we don't get it, we feel self-pity. What life it is without diamond necklace? Self-pity. Arey, already you are grand only. So makes the person's mind as a slave. Second level is victimization. He is victimized. Poor fellow happily living without girlfriend. Suddenly, girlfriend entered his life and mind gone, victimized. He has to worry about whether she has ate, slept. He will go on calling. After calling, what he will ask? And did he eat? Did he sleep? Arey, everybody eats, everybody sleeps. Yesterday also she was eating and sleeping, or not eating, not sleeping. You never bothered. Why suddenly now you are bothering? Connection. You got the point? Entered the mind. Third level of slavery is immobilization. You are made to kneel down. Can you move? You cannot move. You are immobilized. That means your access to get the solution for your bondage is arrested. What is the access to get solution? Your buddhi shakti, purva prajna. How to handle these fellows. Guideline is there in your mind. So that access also, because he will remove all, the terrorist will remove all the telephone connection, this, that, mobile phone, he will catch the mobile phone from you, like that, okay? So immobilization. So in our mind also, the access to free will is closed. Purva prajna. In Gita, Bhagavan says, Dhyayato vishayan pumsaha sangasteshu upajayate sangad sanjayate kamaha kamat krodho vijayate. Churning level. Krodhat bhavati sammoha sammohat smriti vibhramaha. All your purva prajna will be forgotten. All your decisions, resolutions and ideology, everything will be forgotten. So clouds our thinking capacity. Once your life is in danger, you make compromise with the terrorist. Understood? You make compromise with the terrorist. You obey his orders. He says, go and bring tea, coffee. You bring tea. And he becomes a guest in your house. See, initially, you become guest. You provide, you feed them. You feed your terrorist because of whom you are in bondage. Out of fear. That's called immobilization. So clouds your thinking capacity and you take the side of a terrorist. That's called immobilization. In computer, when some bug enters, what we say? Virus entered. What do you mean by that, you know? Virus means what, you know? Vital information resources are under siege. Understood? Vital information resource is there. But they are under siege because of the entry of this bug in computer language. Same way only. Healthy body, if virus or bacteria enters, what happened? Vital information resources are under siege. But there is a natural capacity, immunity capacity, it fights back. If it is a health, physical health, white blood cells. So they fight back and sent out. But in thought process, we become slave to it. Because it has the power to suck our power. It has the power to suck our power. Like Vali has the power to suck any enemy who is in front of him. That's why Bhagavan did not stand in front of him. He knows that these fellows should be handled tactfully. Similarly, our senses also have to be handled tactfully. Understood? So that's why every time this Vali will beat Sugriva. This idiot Sugriva doesn't know that capacity of Vali. So 5 times if you are getting beaten, 6th time what will think? Are, why should I get beating? Let me become slave for it. We compromise. Initially we try to restrain, then we try to fight back. Then finally if I find, no, it's not possible, so I become a slave. That's how slavery happens. So, 4th level of bondage is dissipation of our own strength, inner strength. Because he sucks. 1st level intrusion, 2nd level victimization, 3rd level immobilization, 4th level dissipation of our own inner strength. So makes us to feel very weak. That is why it is called weakness of human being. Every human being has weakness. That means what? He has already surrendered to that particular entity. Nothing can be done with regard to that. In Bible, there is a story of Goliath and David. There was a great Pilwan, Goliath. David, small boy. He received Bhagwan's grace, so he became very powerful, even though small boy in size. So he conquered that Goliath. That Roman Empire, which was enslaving the entire Jewish community, they were afraid of this David. So they want to know what is his secret of power. The secret of power of David is his own hairs. As even the hair grows, his power will grow. Stories. So they came to know this secret through his own weakness of having a girlfriend. They sent a lady and she befriended him, became girlfriend. So he told the secret to her. She was a spy of Roman Empire. So easily they conquered him. They brought him as though they are inviting him for a dinner and shaved his hair, head and beard. Over. Similarly, we also always shave it. That is why a monk shaves himself. Appa, you don't shave, I shave myself. No beard, nothing. Grahastha is called Kudumbi, the Shikavala. Sannyasi doesn't have that Kudumbi also. Kudumbaha asya asti iti Kudumbi. That means one who has a family. Grahasthaha. Grihe tishtati grahasthaha. Graham yasya manasi tishtati grahasthaha. Always bothered about his own house, his own people in the house. He doesn't have any other thinking process. Bharya, Putra, Vittam, Dhanam. Even if going to God also, what he will think? Dhanam, Dhanyam, Pashum, Bahuputra, Labham. Shata Samvatsaram, Dirgha Mayuhu. For what? For eating. For sensory pleasures. Even the religious practices also are used for perpetuating the sensory pursuits by a normal man. But for a spiritual seeker, he should be aware of his own slavery. That is why every spiritual seeker is a humble person. Humility comes. Already I am getting a lot of beatings. In Tamil they will say, Ulkuttu. Inner beatings. Only a Viveki knows how many times he is getting beatings by his own mind, by his own habits. Others are so gross, so extroverted. However much you punch, it is like punching a person who is in deep sleep. You punch, what you will do? Mosquitoes bite. Nobody bothers when he is in sleep. But the same person, if he sits and mosquito bites, like this he does. Why? Awareness is there. When awareness is not there, it is like living in a slum on the bank of gutter water. So many people live. The stinking smell cannot allow us to live even 5 minutes there. But they are habituated. And government tries to remove them from there and try to give conducive. living space and builds houses. Slum Development Corporation is there. What they do? They rent it for another person and come and live here safe. That is the power of habit. That should be broken. Damaha means struggle to break our habitual tendencies. The propensity is towards one direction. We are trying to break it. What is shamaha? At the thought level, there is a propensity towards the extrovertedness. That we are bringing back the inner indriyam. Here, we are bringing back bahya indriyam, outer indriyam. Both are same. Bringing back. If we bring back our thought process from the sensory pursuits, it is called shamaha. If we bring back the sensory functions from the pursuit of sensory objects, it is called damaha. But after turning it, what to do? You should allow it to function in a specified selected field with selected speed, with selected intensity. This much only you can function. You can speak. You can speak about this only. You can speak this much only. When you travel in a train, they speak and speak and speak. What they speak, they don't know. 5 hours also they speak. Say, what is the conclusion of speaking? What is the subject matter? They themselves don't remember. So it is a life in inertia, in absentia. Either they live in the past or they try to live in the future. Never live in present. But a spiritual seeker always lives in present. He is aware what is happening with me at present. And every moment he learns the lesson. Every moment he is cautious, not fearful. He is alert. There is a difference between being alert and being fearful. If a strong person is awakened to the situation, that is called alertness. If a weak person is awakened to the situation, it is called fear. Understand? A thief, weak person, is awakened to the situation that police is searching me. So police is powerful than him. So he finds himself weak. So he gets fear. A army wala is awakened to the situation that terrorists may enter. But he doesn't consider himself as weak. Why? Because I have power. Power to shoot, machine gun to shoot, training to shoot, knowledge to shoot. Shoot means what? To destroy the enemy. So he is alert. Understood? Being awakened to the present is the important step in Dhammaha. Very important. Generally, our mind functions in either in past or with regard to unknown future. It functions either with regard to uncontrollable past, you cannot control, it is already past. Or it functions in the field of unpredictable future. You cannot predict what is going to come to you. So can a batsman predict what type of ball will come? Whether it is googly or fast ball or pace ball or swing. But he is alert. He doesn't meditate that time. He knows that. As even the fellows take the steps, there are some bowlers who can put both fast ball also, googly also, swing ball also. There was one cricketer, Shan Warne, Australia. How you will put Bhagwan only knows. This way, that way, that suddenly ball will come and when you are student, it's wonder his capacity. He will not walk much also. 2 steps, 3 steps, but all out. Some are there. They will go far and start running. Fast bowlers they are called. Okay. So you should be aware of that. and you should make your mind how to handle that ball. No, last over only slow ball you all put. Suddenly you are putting fast ball. Like that you cannot tell in a game. Last year it was nice, Swamiji. Some people come and say, last year it was very peaceful, nice in my life. Suddenly this year, this many problems. What is the reason? My horoscope is not good. Please suggest some solution. Because when terrorists enter, how a householder is terrified, mesmerized, not knowing what to do, and ultimately succumbs to the pressure. Similarly, our life also, when sensory objects, we don't know which will bind us more. That is the problem. Which form will bind our mind? Which taste will bind our mind? Other animals are slave to one item only. But poor human beings slave to all 5 items. In Srishti, only 5 items are there. Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa, Gandha, only 5 items. This poor human being has to handle all the 5 items. That's the problem. Other animals doesn't have that problem. Elephant has weakness with regard to touch, but it doesn't have weakness with regard to taste or form, color. No elephant goes for a romantic song seeing a female elephant. But touching a female elephant is the problem. You got the point? But human being mind, as even he sees, God, he is carried away. His mind is carried away. So Shankaracharya says, each animal has one weakness. That very weakness is the source of its destruction. But poor human being has all the 5 weaknesses. Oh Bhagavan, you have to save him. He says in a prayer. So we have to be aware of the function of sense objects. The very awareness will give us the direction, the capacity, the purpose of handling them. What is the strength of the horse? Moving fast. What is the weakness of the horse? Moving fast. Understood? Both strength and weakness of the horse is what? Moving fast. Similarly, human being also. That which is strength is turned as weakness. Gas cylinder, powerhouse, source of strength. It creates nice things, but it becomes the source of destruction also. When it is leaking, when it is not regulated properly. When the horses are regulated properly, that is the strength. Horse strength becomes your strength. That's why in car engine also, they calculate the engine power by horsepower. Correct? Horsepower they call it. That is pulling power. The pulling power is the strength in our travel. The same pulling power is weakness in our travel. When it becomes weakness? When it becomes the source of our destruction, it becomes our weakness. Understood? Eye-seeing capacity is our power to lead this life pleasantly, pleasurably. Suppose if you don't have the eye-seeing capacity, you miss the one part of creation. The blind people who are unfortunate, they can never see the cricket match. They cannot see the beauty of Lord Krishna, the beauty of nature, sunrise, sunset, beautiful. But they are deprived of. So it is meant for happiness when it is guided and controlled by scripture. Understand? So how to handle them? How to establish our mastery over senses. Scriptures deals very elaborately it deals. In Gita itself, in 2nd chapter itself Bhagavan says, and 3rd chapter also Bhagavan says, how to handle, what is the source of strength, what is the weakness, how to convert that weakness as strength. So how to establish mastery over our own sense organs, we will see in the next class. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat. Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.
Guru